So let's look at the difference between offline and online business. Well, offline, of course, is a business where you have a physical shop or an office. However, on online, you don't need a shop or office. You can even run it from your room. In other words, it's much cheaper to run online. Offline is more expensive to start. Well, that's the good thing about online, isn't it? Everybody is going online because it is super cheap to start an online business. How about prices? Typically, prices at an offline shop is more expensive because they have more expenses, overheads to pay for. Rental, electricity, water bills, and etc. Online prices are relatively much cheaper. And for offline, there's no shipping fee. You simply go to a shop and pick up your goods. However, for online, you have to remember that if you're selling anything online, you have to add shipping fees for the physical goods that you are selling. That's one of the disadvantages that online business has. And offline, generally you could only reach customers around your city or your area, such as your neighborhood. For online, we're talking about the world over. Another plus point for online business. However, you know that offline business usually opens at certain business hours, say from 9 to 5 or 10 to 10, while for an online, it runs 24 hours. So you can get people purchasing from your online website while you are sleeping, literally. Offline, there's someone to talk to. There's a shop assistant to assist you. While online, you see the problem is there is no face-to-face interaction. There won't be anyone there to attend to you while you're shopping online. But nowadays, you have this technology such as live chat, which you could ask questions. But again, it's not literally face-to-face. So do remember that when you're trying to launch an online business. Another difference between offline and online is that offline, there is an exchange of card or cash, a physical exchange, while online, there is no physical transaction. Everything happens online. There's no cash involved. Now, sometimes people may not be comfortable doing that, especially people who are not familiar with online shopping. So do remember that if you're targeting certain demographics, such as the elderly, who are not so well online savvy, they perhaps would still prefer cash or physical transaction. For offline, it's hard to tell how your customers are like. It's hard to tell when they go to your shop. It's hard to tell where they're from. It's hard to measure their buying behavior. While for online, there are just plenty of tools for you to analyze your customers' behavior when they are visiting your website. The most famous tool is, of course, Google Analytics. You could find out like which hour actually your customer enter your website, where they enter it from, what neighborhood they're from, what products they're actually looking at. So there are a lot of ways for you to interact and to analyze your online customers' behavior. For offline business, obviously, you're worried of being robbed because you have a shop. But for online, instead, we worry of being hacked. But then in today's technology, you really don't have to worry about that because there are just so many tools out there to prevent you from being hacked. And the internet infrastructure provider, such as your web hosting provider, has pretty robust infrastructure nowadays that hacking is just kept to a very, very minimum level.